Hold up. What is up, ZeldaSpeedRuns? We're here bringing you the OoT GSR tournament with MikamiHero facing off against QuickKiran today. On restream today, we've got round 1. I don't have much to talk about because I've never done an OoT or GSR tournament, so I think today I will just let the commentators take the words for today. So do say hello, the Consultant and Chromium Fight. How are you two doing today?
I didn't know that they upped it. Okay. I'm gonna have to be really careful with my words then.
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, hold up. We're using the wrong audio here. Sorry about that.
Pretty good.
Alright. Unfortunately, Mikami's audio leaked through. And this stream copying, oh my god. I'm messing everything up today, aren't I? Sorry about this, I'm just messing everything up today. But yeah, we've got a little bit of a miscrow on Mikami's side here, which I will fix as soon as possible if it would let me. I don't know why it's not letting me. But that's very interesting. It's just not letting me, you know, change that. But yeah, we do have MikamiHero facing his QuickKiran, and it looks like the race is off. We're gonna be starting soon. So, any thoughts on this match today, you two?
It's gonna be an interesting one to say the least.
Yeah, hi, I'm Consultant. Yeah, I think these are, two interesting runners. Kiran, mainly doing GSR, I would say, and has a bit of a time difference in terms of his PB. But Mikami, having done multiple kinds of categories, many different categories within OoT, and I think for the time being, he hasn't really focused as much on GSR. I don't even know if I've seen him stream OoT as much recently, but still part of the tourney, and we'll see what he can deliver. Do note that Mikami is on VC and Kiran is on N64. Oh, he does MST. Is that true? He still does MST at the moment? Okay. I should probably pay more attention. I guess I'm not I'm not on the Australian time zone. I'm not able to watch as frequently. A lot of that MST skill does really transfer over. Pretty similar opening. You get Choose and Zelda's Lullaby. It's just the only difference is you get Bottle. So yeah, we'll see how this race goes.
Yeah, the opening to GSR is very similar to MST, it's just minus Bottle, like Consultant said. Basically the exact same.
Yeah, so I guess for those who don't know, this is Ganondorf's source requirement. It was called no IM wrong warp, which is no item manipulation wrong warp. Those are two glitches in this game that kind of rick the game wide open in terms of being able to, for wrong warp, being able to warp right to Ganon's castle by using the blue warp and Deku tree. And item manipulation, something that just essentially lets you write things into your inventory with the use of a bottle. And so this was originally called no item manipulation wrong warp until it was found out, or pretty much clarified, that a certain trick to skip the cutscene of the Shadow and Spirit blue warps that were typically walked into in the speedrun wasn't technically a wrong warp, since it doesn't really warp you anywhere. Even though the action you might do on top of it is the same as you might do for a wrong warp, because there's no cutscene pointer change, it doesn't warp you anywhere. So it's more of a cutscene skip. So the name was changed to Ganondorf source requirement to preserve the route, make it so that you couldn't skip the cutscenes of Shadow and Spirit. And so that if any future glitches come into play that might not fall under the restrictions of item manipulation and wrong warp, the same route is preserved.
Yeah. The intro cutscene's finally over. Nice.
You'll notice that VC is a little shorter in terms of the intro cutscene, just because it doesn't have as much lag as the N64. So even now, VC is a little bit ahead, just due to simple things like lag.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like N64 is fully behind. They have a few good tricks of their own that they can do that saves a bit more time, making it the optimal console. But in turn, it does lose a fair amount of time to lag.
Yeah, I mean, I would say N64 and VC are actually fairly close in terms of their potential times. It's hard to know. The current world record is VC, but Valiant and Count, the current world record holder, have traded it back and forth. So even if N64 super optimally might be a little bit better, it's so close that it's barely even a difference.
Yeah, they've been trading it back for a little bit now, which is really interesting to see because Valiant dominated over this category for a long while on the N64 version, but then Count came in on VC and got a record, which not many people thought was going to happen, which was nice to see.
Yeah, he kind of just came out of nowhere. He just like got a really good time, like a 116 or a 115, like a year or two ago, and people were like, "We don't believe you," and then he started streaming, and then people started believing him. So you'll notice that the openings are different in N64 and VC. Kiran going for only stick and nuts, whereas Mikami going for shield and sword. And that's because of a version-specific glitch called Blank A. Ooh, Mikami failing the West escape. But essentially, Kiran is doing walking while talking escape, which basically means he can do a little glitch where he kind of freezes the camera, and that makes it so Link ignores collision. So he can just walk right through Pokey or the guard to the forest exit. And then Mikami is doing something called Pokey Escape, where he kind of clips into Pokey using an ISG crouch stab. ISG being infinite sword glitch.
I guess something to know about walking while talking is, well, in the walking while talking state, it allows you to just walk straight through Pokey. Like,
yeah,
like he's just not even there.
Yeah, because I guess it's because his collision isn't loaded.
Yeah, I don't know technical stuff, but that's what I'd say.
Yeah. So they're getting done with the ocarina cutscene. Ooh, now Kieran's ahead. Yeah.
He's
Typically.
asleep.
Yeah. Typically, yeah, and I guess super optimally, the escapes should be pretty similar. Note that in the very top level N64 runs, you'll see a West escape with stick. However, that's if you fail that, it's basically like run over, or you lose like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So Kieran going with the safer walking while talking, and it only loses maybe 10-ish, 15-ish seconds optimally.
Yeah, it's not that much.
No. But with VC, you have to get Sword and Shield, mostly because of this segment that's coming up where you're getting early explosives from the well, and the different ways in which you get the early explosives in the different versions of the game.
Yeah, N64 does down A to clip through the floor.
Blank
to get
A.
Blank A, not down A.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it does blank A to get to the bomb chew chest, while VC does Ocarina Dive, which requires ISG, which makes the shield practically required because you have to hover off the bubble that floats around bottom of the well.
And Kieran doing a forward west to skip the second owl coming into Kakariko. Because Mikami has a sword, he'll be doing a backwards west or regular west or water extended super slide, where he'll hold ESS while falling into the water, and that'll kind of like maintain his speed, and he'll kind of just zoom on by. Both of them are going to do a Kako dive now to get into the well early without lowering it with Song of Storms. They're going to do it in slightly different ways. Let's see if they can get it. Kieran does it with nuts.
They both got it. Nice.
Yep.
That can be notoriously difficult if you just can't get ISG off the get-go in VC. Kieran gets the blank A and manages to get through. Nice.
Pretty clean from Kieran.
Kami got his Ocarina dive. Nice.
Yeah, it's all pretty typical stuff right now. It's getting choose next we get CL, and then next we go adult. Big upcoming tricks are, let's say, the damage boost to skip getting the egg for Talon, and these Zelda's Lullaby cutscene skip. You'll notice how N64 just resets in the well, but VC actually gets the wall master to pick them up. So it has VC resets are slower because you see that like classic controller text. So it's usually worth it to just have the wall master pull you to the beginning of the dungeon. It also does damage, which is good for the upcoming Zelda's Lullaby cutscene skip. Yeah. It looks like Kieran is probably actually going to get damaged by the Skulltula. I do notice a lot of runners usually use the Stall Children to damage down, but he's probably not going to do Owl Skip as a result. Hey, Dotso.
Hey, Dotso.
Getting that 80 rupees for the shield.
Will Kieran get the owl skip? Oh wait, no, he has to get the Skulltula. Never mind.
Yeah. Ooh, those Stall Children pretty close.
I thought Mikami was about to fall off the bridge there for a second. But he didn't, which is nice.
Yeah. And Kieran probably about to do the seam walk, I'm assuming. Oh, no, looks like he's opting to just go the quote-unquote normal route.
Kami's setting up for the owl skip. You got the first part.
Yep.
And he, oh my, so close.
Yeah, technically, Kieran's movement is allowed in glitchless. This is what you would do in glitchless. It's almost like he's a glitchless runner. Well, except for this part. Gonna wait till 7.5 flashes, about roughly, and then he's going to walk and mash stick, and he gets it. Good. That trick is super scary for N64 because if you fail it, there's like no backup basically. Or you bonk the tree for hearts. You pretty much have no other way of like getting there to the entrance to guards. Other than like walking back and getting the egg from Malin, or
that's it. It's like hasn't turned day already or something.
Or night, you mean? Yeah. Whereas VC has shield, so you can actually just mega flip off of the boxes as well. And
Mikami got it.
A very clean, unbuffered damage boost.
Kieran's guards were nice.
Yeah.
See if Mikami can have the same luck.
This is the Zelda cutscene. Not the longest cutscene in this run. But play a couple minutes.
Nice. Mikami's guards. They were pretty good.
Yep. Both first try guards. Probably the hardest thing to do in this category. First try guards.
It probably is the hardest thing in this whole
Yeah.
game, to be honest.
I never get
Consistent
first try.
guards. I can only get first try guards if I just wait for them to walk by. No yellow side tops.
I think I watched a Luke Sky Pacer run where he literally, like that area with the little, I guess the hideout on top of the trees or whatever, like the third guard, right?
Yeah.
I think Luke like literally walks on top of that.
I used to do that. It's so good. It's a viable strat.
As long as you don't get caught, it's still faster than getting caught, I suppose.
Honestly, it's not even a walk of shame at that point. It's a walk of safety.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we forgot to mention, like in every single race with guards, that technically, if you do frame perfect side hops, the guards will never notice you. You're supposed to say that every time you watch someone do guards and commentate on it.
Yeah. I mean, most glitchless runners. Well, I wouldn't say most. A decent amount try to do it.
Yeah, like I would say, top level runners will generally try to go for what you call YOLO guards, where they will try to, more times than not, I guess, go for those kind of risky side hops where the guard could catch you if they aren't frame perfect. Top level glitchless basically requires YOLO guards. Top level glitchless also requires good RNG on like the silver scale rupee game, which is stupid.
Really? I didn't know that. That's stupid.
I think people have reset if like there aren't enough rupees next to you.
Really? It really loses that much time for not for bad. That's.
I mean, I'm not a glitchless runner, but I have seen people reset.
I've never heard that one. That's weird. But I guess it makes sense.
I mean, if you think about it, GSR has like the same percentage of cutscenes as glitchless. It's like 50% or something. So it might as well be glitchless source requirement.
It's glitchless with a few extra steps.
I mean, you do guards.
I mean, the first 20 minutes are like glitchless. Just not in the way you would do it normally.
It's glitchless, but with glitches.
It's no major glitches.
No major skips. The best category.
Such a stupid category. It's basically glitchless, but with a few less steps.
It's glitchless, but cheating. So now they're both gonna go adult.
Since Kieran doesn't have a sword, he's going to be doing swordless dot skip, which is a little bit harder than sword dot skip. Basically, I don't know how swordless dot skip works, but do some like target and then hold up.
You hold left.
Oh, yeah.
He'll probably buffer it. Yeah, you only have one frame you can buffer on with swordless dot skip. See, he's the frame before it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's got it. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't actually know how it works from a mechanical aspect. It's very obvious how the sword one works. Yeah, and 64 buffering. Yeah, exactly. That's
buffering.
Yeah.
Mikami's struggling a little bit, but got it. Nice.
backward side hop. The first step of the dot skip is actually frame perfect. It's a gainer. Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Didn't know that. So, all you people who do sword dot skip and don't buffer at all, feel good about yourself. You did some frame perfect stuff.
Both dot skips have frame perfect aspects of it. So
Yeah.
technically, for the sword one, there's 2 frames you have to jump slash, but one you have to hold left and one you have to hold up on. So I mean, essentially, it's frame perfect because you're gonna hold one direction or the other, especially if you're doing it unbuffered.
Yeah.
But just in general, it just seems a little easier to time doing it with sword, in my opinion, having done both.
Yeah. Sword dot skip is, I would say, objectively easier than swordless, but both are sort of difficult in their own ways.
Yeah. I mean, buffering, you only have one frame you can target on with the swordless dot skip, or else it fails.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you could do swordless dot skip if you wanted to, even if you had sword. But I think there's a reason they don't.
I think unbuffered it saves a little bit more time than like fractions of a second, I think, than doing it with the jump slash, I think. But it's just way too risky to go for.
So this is the Raru cutscene where he says, "Now that you have collected all the 3 spiritual stones, I will give you this yellow circle. But it's not a dungeon, so you don't have to do it in all dungeons."
You're really gonna start that? It is a dungeon. It is a dungeon. You stay there for 7 years because Link can beat it.
Vote ends in 2 hours. What is this? It's supposed to be the light dungeon? I don't
Yes,
see any light dungeon.
it's the light temple that we all talked about when we were kids. You know,
Yeah,
the
I don't
one
remember
kid's dad
being
who
in
also
temple
worked
as
at
a kid.
Nintendo. You know, like one kid's dad who worked at Nintendo, who said he had the Pegasus boots. You know that kid.
And welcome Raiders from CSR1. I heard the other match has finished. How did that go?
Who won?
Did Lake win?
Yeah, we won.
Nice.
Frankly, I heard that Lake won.
Nice. Lake won.
GG.
Lake got a
GG.
narrow win. Like how narrow?
Oh, if you want to see more, OoT GSR, you're definitely in the right place. But I'm gonna leave it back to the commentators.
Yep, so Pig was monk ass on the last 2 hits. Yep, definitely hard to fight the pig. It's not kosher, actually. Pig is not kosher. It's a scavenger, so it's
Pig
pretty
is-
hard to fight, especially if you're Jewish.
Pig is not very nice. He will end your run in a matter of seconds.
So I would say really no major mistakes at all. Almost no mistakes from either of the runners and Child. Pretty much almost flawless Child. Kiran, doing like safe buffering strats, but that's like pretty typical, especially at his level. It doesn't really lose any time. Mikami missed like
He missed the owl skip.
owl skip, but not saves 5
Otherwise-
seconds.
Yeah.
time,
Otherwise, it's pretty clean Child section.
time for route divergence. I Thanks for the heads up, Dotso. I didn't know personally. So you'll see here that N64 will go straight to Dodongo's Cavern to get bombs. He'll probably start off with a... Oh, he doesn't go for the Hess. Okay.
Yeah. I think Kieran actually just does the like safe route. He doesn't do DC hover, unfortunately, which would be nice.
Oh no one does DC hover. I know I joke. I'm in a Discord with Chromium, and I joke a lot about how everyone should do DC hover because it is the optimal route, but no one does DC hover.
I don't care that it's optimal. It is so hard.
It's just, I mean, DC hover itself is fine. It saves like 20 seconds. You don't have to climb up the whole cavern. You just hover on top of the head. The spirit jump that you have to do as a result of not having enough choose to spirit hover is just very inconsistent to do fast, and that's the reason why it makes the route annoying as hell. So that's why pretty much everyone just climbs the cavern.
Oh
Ooh.
no, he missed it. No, dude.
Yeah, exactly. YOLO unbuffered spirit jump. Yep. My question is, when is our hero, our Lord and Savior Rosewater, going to come back to speedrunning and save GSR with his godlike spirit jump runs?
I want to see it.
I believe. So anyways, so Mikami is going to get hookshot, and then he's going to go and do shadow with only choose. And Kieran is going to get bombs early. Note that he's kind of... Going to DC is a little bit out of the way, actually, because he kind of has to backtrack back to Kakariko and back to Graveyard for Shadow. But it's worth it in N64, or 1.0 specifically in N64, because of a fast bongo, which is basically a glitch that you'll see later in the run, where you can drop a bomb down the hole where bongo is in the boss room, and it makes it so you can skip the beginning cutscene and save around 20, I think 30 seconds.
GSR stands for Ganon Source Requirement, essentially meaning get all the items. Ganondorf Source Requirement, my bad. Kieran failed the jump. Yeah, it basically just means getting all the items required to beat Ganondorf, like light arrows, fairy bow, magic.
Did Kieran fall off the stairs or something?
Yeah, no, he fell. He tried jumping to like the wooden platform from the stairs, but missed it, unfortunately.
Oof. Yeah, he also wasted a chew trying to blow up the wall, and then he failed the vertical slash. Sounds like Rando without a Rando. Isn't everything Rando?
This game is Rando.
If you think about it, vanilla is just unrandomized Rando with not fast text. Think about it.
Faster Quest is just dire Rando. Basically.
Galaxy brain thinking emoji. So Mikami, he's going straight to Shadow. He does a hook shot jump to get up there on the scene. And now he is going to be able to side hop into this weird sort of like half-loaded entrance to Shadow area. And the entrance, well, the gate actually doesn't exist that you normally have to open with Din's Fire. So he just hops on right through.
Mikami making a safety save.
Smart.
In case something, happens.
Because, something to note about in this category is you're really tight on explosives. You can't do item manipulation, right? Because this used to be no item manipulation, no wrong work. So you really only have like 10 chews total to deal with, and 20 bombs total to deal with.
Well, if you do all the bomb tricks, you will need at least 1 to 2 bomb drops in this route.
Yeah, so sorry, probably
you do them all. Yeah.
30 bombs, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, at the most. And it's like if you do all the Hesses, all the like Spirit Hover, and all that stuff, which N64 does have some leniency with its bomb route, but that leniency just comes with heavily relying on good bomb RNG.
Yeah, and then even then, if you do every single trick, it's still pretty tough. Ooh, getting knocked off by the Tektite. I hate that Tektite climbing up that wall to magic.
Yeah, fortunately, he was right next to the platform, so it didn't lose that much.
So basically, what you see in the N64 route, ooh, Mikami missing or wasting a chew there, pulling a chew early. He's going to go for a mega flip to clip out for the boat skip. Kieran, in the meantime, now that he's basically doing a bunch of setup. So this is getting magic. This is getting minuet after magic and getting bombs. So that after he does, so bombs is to help with Shadow and Spirit. And then after he does Shadow and Spirit, he's going to be set up to get bow from Forest and be able to use his light arrows that he eventually gets. Yeah, I would say bombs early is like pretty good, even if you're a VC runner. It's just a lot more forgiving. Even if you want to lose a lot of time on like just getting drops in graveyard, it's still a lot more forgiving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mikami got it first try.
There's actually another boss key skip you can do there.
Yeah, with bombs, I would say it's a lot easier, to be honest.
Oh well, with Chew, I mean, there's a nut skip that a lot of runners do, but it just depends on what you're comfortable with. I don't think it saves that much time. Also, you have to get the nuts from the pot as a VC runner. And you see this cutscene that VC is watching right now, Mikami's watching right now, N64 gets to skip it.
Yeah, it's one of the many time saves N64 has. It's like a, 30-second time save? 30, 40-second, around there.
Yeah, just say a number and they'll believe it.
Trying to be accurate, man.
Trying to be professional.
Don't want to give false information. That's bad.
And, Mikami using his infinite shiny glitch to murk the boss.
Infinite shiny glitch.
Interesting. Kieran is trying to flip over Mido.
A decent amount.
Wow.
Yeah, if you do get GTT choose, it does make Spirit Hover a lot easier, but it just loses more time than it saves.
See, bombs first plus GTG choose would lose to optimal VC route. Yeah, I don't think bombs early loses that much time to optimal VC route.
Oh no!
Ooh,
No.
I hate when I do that, dude. When you try to ground jump, because you have to take out sword, and then you also have to. It's so weird with ground jumps because I don't even think about the inputs anymore. But essentially, you have to put away the sword and press shield and target. But if you just jump slash instead, you just freaking die.
I mean, I do like a failed super slide because it's so much easier and safer.
I agree. Crouch ground jump for life.
Kieran is setting up for a Minuet cutscene skip. He didn't get hit from the moblin. Nice.
So Kieran's probably going to lose a little time to dying. To his
leg.
Um,
Hear me say that? I'll try.
So Mikami, I think this is a boss key skip was maybe a little slow, and then he wasted a chew on the mega flip.
Yeah,
But,
unfortunately, making it now a 3 chew, which is optimal but 4-2 is just so much safer.
No, he'll be fine for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, 4-2 is just safer.
Yeah.
So technically, he is on optimal chew count.
Yeah, that's right, Dotsa. DC Hover is faster on both consoles. Confirmed. Everyone do DC Hover route. Chickies.
Maybe when I don't fear losing runs 30 minutes in.
I've attempted like a few Spirit Jump / DC Hover runs, and I failed Spirit Jump like 3 out of 4 times. Because I am terrible at this game.
Kieran failed the West. I mean Hess, not West. I don't spit any water in CAC.
So now
He is now going to Shadow Temple to get his hover boots and Shadow Medallion. While
Mikami blowing another chew. Now he only has 2 chews for the Spirit Hover. That's kind of monka.
I think he might skip on doing it, or he might. Well, I don't know. Depends how his bomb count is looking, to be honest.
Yeah, it really just depends on his bomb count, but he also misses the jump. So now his platform timing is going to be super off. So you'll note how the routes are a little they kind of marry each other at this point. So like, Kieran is going back to do Shadow and Hookshot, which Mikami already did. And now Mikami's kind of doing this stuff that Kieran was doing, which is, getting bombs in DC, and then getting magic, and then getting minuet. So they're all just kind of following each other's footsteps for a little bit.
Yeah, these routes start to sync up around when they both start going to Gerudo Valley for. He's wasted another chew.
Wasted another chew.
Rip.
So he needs 1 chew to do Spirit Hover.
Yeah, for the target unlock.
But that means he would need 8 bombs otherwise. And untargeted Spirit, the untargeted chew hover, like the chew hover you need to untarget so you can turn around in the hover, usually it's got some kind of like frame perfecty inputs, and it's usually nice to have like a couple of chances to do it. You can buffer it, but even then it's super tight on bomb count already.
Yeah, I think he might skip out on doing it.
I mean, I would say if his bomb count is okay, I would still go for it. Of course, if you lose it, if you fail the hover, you're going to lose time. But same goes for if you had normal chews.
Yeah. I think he'll need at least 11 bombs if he wants to do 1 chew hover.
That'd be really funny, actually. So I saw Joden was doing this in his MST runs. So actually in MST, you're required to do Spirit Jump or for the most part, people do Spirit Jump because they barely have any chews to even be able to attempt the Spirit Hover. Yeah. But Joden actually saves a chew and uses that for the untarget. And then he does quick put away hovers with bombs.
Oh yeah, I remember. He's like the only person who does it, since it makes the bomb count like even tighter. Oh yeah.
I guess in MST, yeah, and maybe in MST, you have maybe the bomb count is a little bit better at that point in the run than in GSR.
Connie failed the Hess and missed the jump to get up there. Yikes. Yeah.
I think the quick put away hover is interesting because you can do it almost as fast as with just as if you had 9 chews. But I think it's a lot more tight in terms of the frames, and it's very easy to fail those hovers if you're not careful.
It's like Valiant said, it's really bad for your bomb count. and unfortunately GSR runners can't do it because we can't equip swap.
Oh, can you not equip swap in GSR? Is that
No,
true?
because we get Zelda's letter, and since we go nowhere near For's Wind, NL, or Din's Fire, it's not. I mean, if you want to go out and go out of your way and get one of those, you could. I guess you could, but
Well, yeah, technically, since you have CL, you could just get there as well.
I mean, if you really want, I mean,
Yeah,
if you want to.
yeah. Ooh, Kieran getting caught by the dead hand. Yeah, I mean, in MST, you have to get a spell for equip swap, anyways, because you're doing Jabu, which requires equip swap for Boomerang. So
Yeah, and since in the ML route, it's not like the child Ganondorf or adult Ganondorf, where I think N64, I think, yeah, both routes got For's Wind when they went to Jabu. But since in the NL route, since we're already here, and Nero's Love is right by Spirit Temple, it's just more convenient to get it, since there's no Spirit to DC wrong warp. I mean, DC to GTG wrong warp.
yeah.
So
now we're gonna see a cool trick that only the N64 run does, and that's because they have bombs at this point of the run, unlike VC, or at least in this dungeon. He's gonna do a super slide along with a third bomb to push him through the loading zone, and he's going to jump slash hover boots to get straight into the boss room.
Yeah. And now you see Kieran setting up for quick bongo kill.
This is also one of the big time saves, which, ooh, you kind of missed that side off. Should still be fine.
He got it though. Yeah.
Ooh, no, he messed up.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah.
Okay, but he saved it. Good.
Ooh, now he has to drop another bomb. So so what he did there was he tried to get ISG so that he could kill Bongo more easily, but then he kind of messed up his positioning there so that he wasn't able to land right next to the Bongo that he stunned with the bomb that he dropped down. Dropping the bomb down in 1.0 does a version exclusive glitch where it stuns Bongo and it makes it so he's invisible and the cutscene doesn't happen. That usually happens at the start of the Bongo boss fight. But then you have to fight him when he's invisible, of course. So typically the top level runners use crouch stabs so that they don't have to use a bomb for ISG. But that adds a bit of a skill part to it because the timing for the crouch stabs I think is about like 2 frames.
Yeah, and now after the Shadow Medallion cutscene, this is when the routes start converging.
Yeah, actually, Kieran is like, as a result of that, he's like really low on bombs. He's got 9 bombs, which is really low.
I think because he said just choose, he'll be able to do Spirit Hover, and he might be able to get across the hands.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Valiant. Yeah. I've actually been practicing the crouch stab method recently. That sounds about right. Kami doing a clean Hess. Across Hyrule Field, he's heading on to Spirit. This is kind of where the routes converge, because at this point they're both heading to Spirit. Yeah, so if you do the math, though, so let's see. Kieran needs 6 shoes and 3 bombs for a Spirit Hover, and then he needs 2 bombs. Unless you do a 1-bomb super side or a Hess to get to Mirror Shield from the Silver Gauntlets side. I guess the right hand, the left hand. He needs a bomb for, looks like he's gonna go break the grass in Graveyard and get some more bombs for safety.
Yeah, I think optimally if you don't do the bomb gate skip, You need at least one for getting across the
Ooh,
broken bridge. Oh, Kieran's going to Dampe's grave.
this is kind of slow, but I guess at the same time it's guaranteed,
safe.
whereas the grass has RNG to
Yeah.
it. Even though it's a lot fast, it's pretty slow to jump into the grave and then jump back out. It's a lot safer.
He
You
got
a bomb,
bombed.
so
Nice.
it's fine. Oh, it looks like yeah, makes sense. Mikami not going for the bomb ground clip to clip through the gate because he really needs to conserve his bombs for Spirit Hover, having only one shoe. So he's going to use hovers. I remember Valiant maybe saying, or someone saying that going through CAC to Hess to Gerudo Valley after Shadow maybe is only like 5 seconds slower or something if you Hess through CAC.
Yeah, it's not that much slower.
As opposed to just resetting. Not sure though.
Yeah.
It's faster actually. On VC, yeah, because of lag. Graveyard is super laggy. But in VC, obviously you don't reset from Shadow.
Kieran is having a really difficult time with Hessing, and he's now opting to not.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mikami having no trouble.
Oh, Mikami.
Oof. Is Kieran... he avoided. Is Kieran going to backwalk all the way to Gerudo Valley?
It's safe. Mikami opting to not do Wasteland Hess, which
the
is
Hess
good.
out of Graveyard. Hess out of Graveyard? I've never done that. If I haven't seen it, it's not possible.
Didn't see it, didn't happen.
So yeah, Mikami using his quick spins to light the way so that he can make it through the wasteland. This trick is called Get Through the Wasteland with No Lens of Truth. I've never done it before, but I've heard top level GSR runners do it.
Yes, we all go for this really difficult strat of, not going through the wasteland, because getting Lens of Truth is so much faster and so much easier and totally doesn't lose that much time.
I mean, there's a nice guy. There's like a Poe. I think it's a Poe, right? And he leads the way. He knows the way.
He's so nice.
Shut up.
Yeah, you see, obviously, going through Wasteland without Lens is a glitch. So in glitchless, we actually do we actually, in Child 2, we don't even get Requiem. We go to Child 2, get Lens, and then go right back.
Pretty sure you get Song of Storms in glitchless.
Yes. Yes, because we need to load.
Because not using Lens of Truth is cheating. If you don't use Lens of Truth in Shadow, it's also cheating. Okay, so
because nobody knows it by heart. You don't appreciate the glitchless patch. You know what?
This is glitchless source requirement. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just yeah, GSR is Ganondorf source requirement.
All right, let's be real though. Mikami is doing an important trick. He is doing Spirit Hover.
Doing the infamous Spirit Hover.
Let's see if he gets the Gwei Hover.
No, he's doing the Gwei strat.
Yeah, this health is really annoying as well. All right, so I'm assuming he'll maybe buffer this or.
Nice flex.
Good job. Ooh. All right, that's 2 hovers. Ooh, Kieran, I think failing his first ground clip. By the way,
this is a little iffy. Kieran got it. Nice.
Okay. I don't think Kieran goes for Wasteland Hess.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. I had no clue that you had one shoe to Spirit Hover with in 2016 GSR.
Wait,
Maybe that's because of the old boat skip.
Oh yeah,
Really
that
easy to
garbage.
choose.
That's good.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I don't think he's high enough. He's
Oh,
high
he
enough.
was just barely high enough,
Yeah.
fortunately.
Well, good job.
Nice. Now let's just hope he doesn't fail the super slide.
Pretty
That
much
would
clutched
really
it.
suck.
I would say Mikami's ahead at this point. Yeah, I mean, there's really no more time save that N64 has.
Yeah.
Yep.
For Kieran able to win, Kami would have to choke a little bit, which I hope doesn't happen. Want a good race.
Yeah, good
He
job.
didn't fail the super slide, which has happened to us all before, and it's super sad.
No, it doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, because Sultan, you're the best.
Yeah, good job, Mika. Well done. Yeah, it's almost like he was pulling a Joden. And before he dies to the knuckle.
Oh no, that would suck so much, but at least his spawn points were right there. Let's see if Kieran can get his spear hover.
Kieran should have definitely an easier time with this Spirit Hover, given that he has 5 chews and 10 bombs.
Let's see if Mikami can get some bomb drops that he desperately needs. We only got one. We're gonna.
I think people who do statue climb typically use the pot as well. So he might be debating on whether he's going to use the pot or he's going to. Looks like he's just going to hurt 2 Armos here. And
Only
he gets 1 bomb drop. Yeah, I would just use the pot.
Yeah.
I highly doubt he goes for the super slide. So there's a bomb pot on the way to the main statue room. That if you don't collect the bombs from it, it will infinitely respawn bombs when you break it again, reloading the room. So as you can see, he's gonna use that strat here. He's going to reload the room. The pot reloads, but since he doesn't collect it, he's able to get more bombs.
Yeah. And something to know: if you fail Spirit Hover and go through the entire temple, this statue hover, the statue climb goes from a 4 bomb to a 5 bomb. Because you need to get ISG off something, and since when you go through full temple, you can't get ISG off that Triforce imprint on the ground, you actually have to use another bomb.
Well, you can also just kind of YOLO walk up the arm if you want. As long as you kind of know the way, it's fine. Obviously, most people prefer getting ISG because it's like super safe, and most of the time you don't. Ideally, you don't fail Spirit Hover, right? So you can just use it anyways.
Kieran got a Spirit Hover, nice. Both runners got it.
Good job.
Heart beating their Spirit Hover. Yeah. You had it rough, but you pulled through. Nice. 1-2 is very scary.
Yeah, I would have failed it for sure. I would have just failed the on target and then like cursed the world.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I failed the on target even with 4-2. It's very embarrassing.
Yeah, I guess, and what Valiant is saying too is chew unlock on the stairs too. It's just like you with a chew unlock like right away, you might not get enough height. Even with like 9 hovers that are relatively okay. And so you might, once you backflip after those 9 hovers, you might just like miss the little platform you can land on.
Did Kieran get 4 bomb drops? That looked like there was at least 3. He got 4 bomb drops. Wow.
You're really lucky.
N64 is cheating.
That should save some time. It looks like Mikami not going for the Nibiru cutscene skip.
Yeah, it doesn't even, it saves about 30 seconds, which I guess in the category that's optimized, it is very useful to go for. But will Kieran go for it? That's the
Yeah,
question.
if you fail it, you basically can die, and that is really bad because you'll
Yeah.
just start at the end. You'll start at the beginning of the dungeon, which I mean, it's
It's
a
not
time
good.
waster. Yep,
It's like you lose, what, 2 minutes at least? doing
probably.
that? A lot of my first GSR runs were, I always died to Nibiru cutscene skip.
I didn't even attempt it on my first runs. I personally wouldn't attempt it on my first runs.
Yeah, but I liked time save.
Okay.
Kieran is not getting lucky with his hookshot.
Yeah, so usually with this strat, you turn, like, what was it? I guess down left, and you do like a side hop hookshot extension where you kind of mash hookshot while you side hop, but he didn't get it, so he just has to do it kind of manually.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that much. It's not that much. Actually, I think it's a little bit faster to just still kind of YOLO it.
Yeah, I usually YOLO it, but I mean, half the time I'm just like wasting a bunch of time. I'm like, wait, I don't know how to do hookshot extension because it's a frame perfect trick. Okay.
It's like frame perfect, you know?
So is Blank K, so is ISG.
ISG is a frame perfect trick, but we do it every
So
5 minutes.
anyways, Mikami's fighting Twin Rova. I forgot to see if he got any doublés. Doesn't look like he's gotten any doublés so far. Doublés being if one of the witches shoots, and then after they're done shooting, they stay in the same place and shoot right afterwards. And if they do that a second time, it's called a triplet.
And
Doesn't look like they've done that.
yeah, I mean, a quad might be possible, but no one's ever gotten it. I don't think it's possible, but like I said, it might be.
I bet you a TAS has gotten it.
It's a myth, but only OOT 3D's gotten it. Wow.
You're doing the Nibiru CS skip.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you got it.
nice.
That's a nice little 20-second time save, I think.
Oh wait, no, he didn't get it. He didn't kill Nibiru.
Oh wait, oh really?
No.
Yeah, you know, watching Kieran's way of doing it, his way of dropping the bomb is a little odd, to be honest. At the very least, he had enough health where he didn't die after he clipped. But yeah, I think just the way he dropped the bomb was just a little bit off, so it didn't actually blow up before he just clipped.
Tommy beating Rova with a 1 cycle, which is nice. Saves. It's very frustrating having to do with the RNG of whether you get ice or fire.
Yeah, do note that with Twin Rova, in the second phase, she always shoots the same 3 beams of the same element at the start, so that you can always charge up your mirror shield fully. And so if you one cycle her, which you should be able to do with jump slash power crouch stab, you can just kill her off fairly easily. But if you don't do that, then it's complete RNG, which kinds of beams she shoots. So you just have to play your chances.
Yeah, I mean, for safety, a lot of people get bomb ISG, sword jump slash, and then get bomb ISG, so they don't have to worry about timing their crouch stabs right. Which it's safer, but it does use a bomb. Which and then the end route. Well, depending on how lucky you got with your bombs, really depends on if you should do it or not.
Yeah, this is vanilla running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kami is typing in this chat,
That
not
is
even
cheating.
worrying about the run. He's just flying through it anyways. Yeah, I would say that description that Greg just said is a much better description of the category than I could ever tell you guys.
Yeah, same.
Just read that.
Greg is actually a bot, but he actually has a name.
Greg is a bot. That's why he beat my time in GSR, probably after his like 3rd run.
No doubles for Kieran yet, but he is getting both the Rovas in the right in the one spot, which is nice. Pretty decent first phase from Kieran. Both the witches, they weren't that bad.
What's my PB, Greg? It's a 125.42. Sucks.
I just want to note something. N64's fire texture is amazing.
Yeah, the textures in N64 are better. That's why you play N64. Not because it's faster, but because of the textures.
Yeah, the textures just make everything better, obviously. We're hearing it for one cycle. He did. Nice. Yeah, it does cause more lag. But let's not think about that.
Yeah, everything seems like, kind of glossy and, just kind of dull in VC, but it doesn't lag as much, so therefore is faster.
Yeah, which really sucks. I would have liked to have seen some updated textures on VC, but instead we got plain old. Or try to shut up or absorbing the fire if you want.
I personally wish that Link's eyes were bigger, like an anime girl.
Of course you would, Consultant.
So Mikami going to get bow. So I mean, something you'll realize about GSR is it's Ganondorf source requirement. So what does that mean? Well, we want to get all the items required to beat Ganondorf from their source. So we want to get Shadow Medallion, Spirit Medallion, so that we can spawn the bridge to Ganon's castle. And then screw you kids.
So you're gonna want to get the light and spirit medallion, the light and not light, spirit and shadow medallion, so you can spawn the bridge and get light arrows, so you can actually damage Ganondorf.
Yeah,
and you want to get bow, so you can shoot the arrows.
Yeah, so I guess it spawns the bridge, and then in addition, Shadow and Spirit Medallion also trigger getting light arrows in Temple of Time from Zelda, which you need to defeat Ganondorf. And then you also need magic, and you need bow in order to shoot the light arrows.
Thank you, Dotso, for backing us up. They're being very mean.
Dotso is a true friend.
Heart.
Heart emoji.
Oh no, Nally. You were going at me pretty hard about those hovers.
Now Mikami is going to cheat by not pushing the blocks in the intended fashion of solving this block puzzle. I really enjoy this puzzle. It's great because you get to push the blocks.
Block pushing is the best part of Zelda games, and
I mean, it's really cool how in this 3D game you can push the blocks. Instead, he's just going to do a bunch of shenanigans with ground jumps and hover boots to skip all of that.
Thanks, Nally. I appreciate that.
That hover boots trick, by the way, from the second block is called the impossible jump. or you use hover boots to kind of basically skip the whole block puzzle, which is basically the best part of this game.
It's so much better.
It's called the impossible jump because it's impossible to think why anyone would want to skip that puzzle because it's so amazing.
It's impossible because it's stupid. It's such a stupid jump, and that it doesn't work half the time.
If you're bad.
Yes, because I'm awful at this game. If you do it without hovers,
It's not even a jump.
Hover.
Right. You just roll with hover boots.
3 ESS turns hasn't failed you yet. Try YOLOing it. It's not very nice. Mikami getting a really nice second Skull effect. I mean, I can't.
Stalfos.
Stalfos.
Skulltulas are the spooters. Stalfos are the creepy skeletons.
Is blanking out. But yeah.
Blank A.
Yes, my brain is going to the default state of blank A. Mikami is now entering lax. Practically is your bathroom break, so if you want to go get something to eat, that would be your time.
Yeah, so now he has to talk to Zelda for a little bit. It's like when you're going on a date with someone and you just have to listen the entire time. You'll notice how Link, the guy, doesn't talk the entire time. He's just listening the entire time.
That's an amazing way of explaining that. Thank you, consultant. He's being very nice.
Ooh,
Link
Kiran,
is a nice guy.
yeah, Link's a nice guy. Shout out to quote unquote nice guys. Ooh, Kiran, very low on hearts.
We got a fairy. Nice.
I think the fairy went through the wall and he wasn't able to get it at first, so he had to respawn that pot.
I think the only hearts in this dungeon are in the Stalfos rooms. That's
Yeah, I think
literally
so.
it.
Yeah.
And the main room, I don't think the main room has hearts either. I think it's arrows and magic.
Well, technically the boss room too, if after you beat the boss.
It does? Okay.
Yeah, the heart content.
I've never been bad enough that they get hearts on the main room. Oh, he's one. Kiran.
Oh, he was one frame late on the damage boost. Yeah, Kiran making a couple mistakes, and that's really what has made the difference at this point. I don't think he got that much time save off of Fast Bongo because he failed the positioning for ISG.
Yeah. So this is really proving why N64 is totally the superior console. Because pause buffering is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's, pluses and minuses to running on both consoles. Definitely, some people, are kind of purist with the N64, saying that it's like the original console. And then there's also just some of these version exclusive glitches that N64 can take advantage of too, which can make for an interesting route. But it just really depends on preference. You can argue about, pause buffering being harder on N64, but at a top level, both consoles are, maybe equally hard to play on.
Yeah, it's not that pause buffering is necessarily harder. It's just that since the game is lagging a lot more, it just makes it a little bit more difficult to time.
Yeah, and I would say it's very specific rooms that it's harder to pause buffer in on N64, being an N64 player myself. Like that room where you're doing the damage boost, it's harder to buffer in. Lake Hylia, although that's not really featured in this room.
Lake Hylia is awful. I've experienced it and it's not pretty. but Fire Temple and Ganon fight has the worst of the lag in this game, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's not to say VC doesn't lag in certain areas. Like VC does lag. It's just it'll lag less.
Yeah, there are definitely areas where it lags. Like in Kokiri Forest, there are a few areas.
I would
Even
just like
again-
to quickly interrupt that the Discord sound you're hearing on screen is not something on the Restreamer server, it's just QuickKiran's stream. Just want to quickly interrupt, don't check your Discord. Sorry about that.
So check my Discord.
I've been getting Discord messages this entire race. Kieran is now entering the lax cutscene.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like either runner has made like super huge mistakes. Like Kieran hasn't made like any like run any mistakes. He got Spirit Hover. He's done things basically right. It's just like he's made a couple of small mistakes that make it that's made him a little slower overall. And you know, that's kind of what separates like intermediate runners from top level runner. Not to say the level of either one, but you know,
Just
being
decent
kind of
runners from the higher level runners. Everyone's gonna make these mistakes every now and again.
yep.
It's just natural.
Yep, it's just
But-
how often do you make those mistakes? Me being an intermediate level runner myself, I would say fairly intermediate level. That's the stuff, you know, I have to focus on, like making these kinds of like big oofs less.
Yeah, I myself make these mistakes all the time and often end runs to them. Mikami is now almost entering Ganon's castle, where you would do trial skip to effectively save 20 minutes. Because where's the fun of doing trials? That's boring. This isn't glitchless.
I like trials.
Then go run glitchless.
I thought
We're
this
on a
was
speed.
glitchless source requirement.
I don't know how to break it to you, but it's
That's why he's gonna do glitchless trial skip, right?
yeah. Poor Chef. He knows how to do it. Yes,
Yeah,
I am speaking.
Dude,
to
Chef Bear has world record in glitchless. World record is free.
Oh, don't say that. Poor Chef.
Just kidding. Actually, Chef is really good.
Chef is
a
really good at this game.
good speedrunner.
He's really good at this game. He doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. He's currently running unrestricted, which is probably the biggest
Which
meme in this game.
Features glitchless trial skip. Because the damage boost is not a glitch.
Damage boost is totally intended by the game.
It's intended. So is this. He
That
just
first try
did
trial
a
skip?
hover to do trial skip. Good job. Got him. But is the light temple really a dungeon?
Oh my god. Yes, it is. White Medallion is gotten through a dungeon.
There's a vote going on for all dungeons, by the way, that has that as I guess a voting issue, whether or not you should get Light Medallion in all dungeons for OOT.
I personally believe you should.
Okay. Anyways,
Enough.
Mikami climbing up the tower, fighting all the bad guys. Good job, Count. You're doing your part. Even though you only made one category.
Really good Stalfos. Kieran is almost out of blacks. It's got a little bit longer.
Mikami doing the hardest trick in the game, getting the boss key. I always forget it.
Wait, really?
No, I'm kidding. I have forgotten it. Shout out to the juke. Yeah, if you
Mikami going for double knuckle.
yeah, double knuckle, the optimal way of fighting the knuckles. It's like
You
he
got it in the bag. Nice. Double knuckles can be a little difficult if you're not paying attention. I guess it can be said about everything in this game.
Yeah, runner guy. That's what they're voting on. But yes, they'll see whether you'll have to delete medallions. My Pink Friday. We're basically talking about some insider Ocarina of Time speedrunning memes. There's another category called All Dungeons. What does beating a dungeon mean? It's a very philosophical thing. I know.
It's
but
the most
that's what we're
important
talking about.
question of the century.
But anyways, this is GSR. We're fighting Ganondorf. We got all the source requirements for Ganondorf. Yeah, I'm unimpressed by this non-Hess 2. Looks like
no
failed the Hess up the stairs. The most important trick in the game. The run is basically over.
It's so important that it only stays 5 seconds.
Well, as we know, you got to do every single hard trick in the game, even if it saves only
7 seconds?
0.01 seconds, according to Valiant.
Yeah, if it's Valiant strats.
If it's 10 times more hard, but like 0.01% more optimal, then it's worth it.
If it saves a frame, it's optimal.
Optimal.
Fly with the raid.
You're more of a Link to the Past fan, My Pink Friday?
Link to the Past is pretty good.
Well, who let you in here? No.
Jeez. Mikami starting the Ganondorf fight. Let's see if he gets the one cycle.
No, seriously, though, glad that you're here. Glad that you're showing interest in Ocarina of Time. Feel free to join the speedrunning Discord. We'd love to have you.
Mikami going for the ISG strat.
Yeah, there's a Glixa strat to be able to power crouch stab Gandalf as well.
The best way.
That is tighter frame window. So ISG is usually the safer route.
Safer, but the crouch tabs are so much cooler.
You like consultant on comms. I know, right? Yeah, Mikami
getting his trial skip.
Yeah, Mikami like wasted some chews like randomly in the beginning of the run and had like kind of an unclean DC.
Yeah,
but he really clutched that Spirit Hunter. That was probably the highlight. I guess I shouldn't say this while he does Void Warp and Transgate, but that was maybe the highlight of this race.
That was amazing. I was a little nervous for Mikami there. But he pulled through. Pog. Pretty good spell post from QuickKiran as well. No, Mikami's going to be doing Void Warp. It's not that hard of a trick, but it can be pretty annoying. Especially if you get rock trolled.
Yeah, and note that he's doing the initial position Void Warp. So he's not going to do a setup from somewhere else. This is, I think, a little bit more susceptible to rock trolls. This is actually where you can lose a run. Actually, Valiant, I've watched him lose runs to rock trolls.
He got it first try. Nice. Kieran also getting a good double knuckle.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think Kieran's gonna PB, but
Mikami missed the first kiss.
Yeah, Mikami, I guess he his angle was a little bit off on the super slide. He got the super slide, but it was a little off.
They got the second kiss. That's all that matters.
Yep. Yeah, Kieran honestly like playing pretty well, you know, outside of his small mistakes. Like really no major mistakes. Failed the Hess. God, both runners failed the Hess.
He's going
gets to
for a
try
second
again.
one. Is he gonna get it? He got it!
He got it!
Okay, let's see if Mikami can save the 4 seconds from lag on this cutscene. I think it's like 4 seconds. I could be entirely wrong.
Mikami getting kissed by a girl. I don't know how it feels. Must feel great.
Who?
All right, so
Console. They don't like you, Console. God.
I feel
Poor
cold.
consultant.
So now Mikami is about to fight Ganon. Looks like he's not about to get a sub 120, but seems like a 122, like a 123, maybe.
A high 122, I'd say.
Yeah.
Kieran could still PB. It's definitely not at the table just yet.
I don't think Kieran is going to PB, but he'll be very close to his PB for sure.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think he can because he has to do this fight and Void Warp. Yeah, no, he can't. He'll be a minimal minute and a half off his PB. The lag reduction.
And you'll notice how Mikami is super sliding into the Ganon fight. Why is that, you ask? Well, typically at the beginning of the Ganon fight, the big pig knocks your sword out of your hand, but if you hold shield during that, you actually trick the game into thinking you still have your sword for some reason. So you get to keep your sword, and it does more damage to Ganon. Way more damage than anything else.
Yeah, actually, this Ganon fight changes all damage values to 1, besides their Master Sword and Deku Stick.
Yeah.
They keep their regular damage values, which just speeds up this fight so much.
Ooh, yeah, Kieran getting like a good Ganondorf fight as well.
He got
We'll
the
have a
crouch
good fight.
stabs.
Yep.
The good way, the only one cycle.
Yeah, Mikami doing pretty good crouch stabs. Sometimes it's a little hard to hit that tail, as we can see right now.
That tail
you're
is
still
not very
in the
nice.
dark. This is why some people opt to just like roll
Alright.
completely by the tail. But looks like we're coming up on time. Looks like Mikami has got it.
Yeah.
GG. Mika.
GG's Mikami. It was a good race.
Solid result. Again, I would say that Spirit Hover with one shoot on target is.
He got ISG.
He got ISG.
Nice, the flex.
Ooh, GG. And good showing from Kieran too, to be honest. I'd say I mean, he's definitely the lower C, and you can definitely see it from the PB differences, but I'd say he definitely held his own.
Shout out to Kieran for the 2014 Void Warp setup. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ancient, dude. Wait, you got it. First try. Now will Kieran get the double kiss? Oh, he's not even going for
He's
it.
not even going for the super slide. I guess if if you fail the super slide to Ganon, it loses so much time. So he probably just wants
It's
to.
only 40 seconds. 40 seconds isn't that bad, right?
Yeah, this is looking like maybe a 126, 127.
Yeah.
All right, GG, Mika.
GG's.
That's a good race. Nice to see VC duke it out with N64. Nice to see that Spirit Hover. Nice to calm GSR for the first time. Can you tell?
Yeah. Look at this lag from N64.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to some of the later races in the tournament where it's some like super high level players, VC and N64.
That's gonna be really interesting to see. I'm excited for.
Yeah.
I'm mainly curious to see who gets the finals. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, who won the last tournament?
I do not know.
Was it Cruxer?
I don't know. Oh yeah, that'd be really cool to see both the Japanese runners to duke it out.
Yes.
That'd be really cool. You got the super slide.
What about Nally versus Claire? You're both V cheaters. Doesn't count.
Yeah, you also get minutes of time save. You have to do blank A, quick bongo. I don't want to hear it.
Meanwhile, lack of lag saves like a couple of minutes at least.
I mean, you guys lose what, like a minute to lag, minute and a half to lag, somewhere around there.
Shut up, Greg. You're a V cheater too. I won't listen to anyone who plays VC. Their opinions don't matter.
Jeez, who like consultant on the comms?
Who like consultant on the comms? I'm not even a consultant anymore. I recently changed jobs. My job title isn't consultant, so you can't even call me a consultant anymore.
The fraud. Kieran had a little bit of trouble hitting his tail. Opting to do the jump slash method. Let consultant on comms. Yeah. I agree. Consultant should be the main commentator for every race.
Please. My voice needs a break.
Well, you can't handle talking for an hour and a half? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, Ken, I'm just gonna do post commentary on your PBs. I'm just gonna be like, man, DC hover would have been optimal here, but he didn't do it. Why didn't he do DC hover? Gosh, can't believe he's not doing. And GG Kieran with the 127.
Nice.
And we are joined here by Mikami for an interview. And QuickKiran will be joining in as well soon.
Hey boys, what's up? Thank you so much for commentating.
No problem.
I don't know why everyone was giving consultant crap, but
Yeah.
I had to chat up. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I'm a great guy. My mom says so. I don't know why. So Mikami, great race. You too, Kieran. Great race.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
How does it feel coming into your first game and winning right off the bat? How well practiced did you feel coming in?
Oh, jeez. I've been doing MST for like the last couple of weeks, so I've just been doing like the odd, like GSR run here or there, so I wasn't feeling too confident about it. But I figured there's a lot of overlap between the two categories that I figured why not? It should be okay, hopefully.
Yeah, you're just doing like the harder GSR, right? So it's like it's fine, right?
Yeah, like I think like less choose and like, because like Spirit and Shadow are pretty much the exact same, and then Forest is just you just end at bow, so they're really really similar. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you definitely showed that you definitely weren't rusty in this run.
Oh, so many mistakes early though. Like just pulling a
Yeah.
shoe for no reason. I'm like, what? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, gosh,
That
you
one
pulled,
shoe hover was
Yeah,
the
you-
highlight of the run.
you wasted maybe 2 chews in DC and then 1 chew in Shadow, right?
Yeah, I always have this weird thing where like sometimes I'll try to shield drop a chew, but the shield input won't come out, so he just places it there, and I'm like, ugh. I think it was just a bit of nerves getting to me because I haven't done a race in a while.
Well, yeah, I think you really clutched it. I mean, you must have felt like terrible, like coming into Spirit for sure. But yeah, how did you feel like coming into Spirit? I guess after all of that, and then how did you feel after you got that amazing hover?
I was feeling a little bit bummed because I was kind of like it's like you can do better, but you don't, and then you just kind of go, well, okay. It's like, because I play sport, it's like I think of it, okay, now I'm 19 down and he's only 2 points away from winning. I may as well give him like a run for his money. So then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep playing, maybe get a few extra points in, and then, maybe lose 21-15 as opposed to 21-10. And then when I got to Spirit Hover, I thought to myself, oh, okay, there's nothing. I was actually I was just thinking to myself, like, do I really want to go for this? Like, do I just want to go through like Spirit Temple safely? But I was like, can't, like, you can't loot, that can't hurt, I suppose. So yeah, I was really nervous. Like, oh my goodness, I was so nervous throughout that whole section because I had half a heart left against that Gwei as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if he clips me, I'm just gonna whatevs. But I guess I'm glad it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I was going to ask this as well. Valiant asked this in the chat. Did you consider buffering the chew unlock? Because I've watched Joden Stone do the Spirit Hover for MST, where he only has 1 chew anyways, and he buffers the unlock.
How do I say it? I thought to myself, if I'm going in, I may as well go in hard. So I figured,
Right.
screw it. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go through Spirit Temple normally, and then still have like a healthy bomb count. So at that point, I was kind of just like a whatever mentality. It was risky, but I guess in a way it kind of paid off.
Right. Yeah, payoff it did.
Kieran, how did you feel about your run?
So first, I just want to say GG Mikami. It was awesome. It was great to race you.
It was fun, Kieran. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a total blast. So how do I feel about my run? Look, Mikami is like a legend. He's a cross-category all-star. His PB is like 7 minutes faster than mine. My plan going in was like have a solid race, and maybe he'll leave me an opening, but I just don't want to embarrass myself. And I was worried about doing that early on. My mid game was really rough. Some frustrating things, but I held it together. And I'll say I'm proud of the glitchless stabs on Ganondorf.
Yeah,
That felt good.
That was ballsy. I would never have the guts to do that.
Yeah, technically easier on N64.
It's
due to
true.
lag.
just to lag.
Absolutely.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
apparently.
cool. It's cooler than the ISG strat. Just gonna say that.
That was for
Oh,
you.
no,
Corbin.
ISG strats like baby
Dang.
as, but yeah, glitchless stabs are like ballsy as.
Yeah, I missed ISG the first 2 or 3 tries and was like, all right, well, let's just go for it. I know the timing, and it worked
Cool.
out.
ISG is frame perfect, and the crotch stabs technically have a couple of frames.
Yeah, there you go. It's easier.
Yeah.
Just have to hit, 6 in a row.
Just hit him for him.
So yeah, I mean, I was saying before, Kieran, I don't think I saw you make any like huge mistakes. It's just little things here or there, like felling a Hess or something, or wasting a chew.
Yeah, I completely collapsed right around the minuet split. I haven't died to that ground jump in, God knows how many months.
Oh yeah, that was probably
That was frustrating.
That was the big mistake, actually.
And,
Yeah,
what I'm really frustrated there was it took me a while to recover. So then I finished it and went through Shadow, and Shadow went fine, but I was still dwelling on it, and then I just I couldn't Hess across Hyrule Field, and that walk of shame was just like a chance to collect myself and be like, all right, I got to finish strong. I got to not make an ass of myself.
And finish strong, you did. That was honestly a really good ending.
Yeah.
You had a really good forest temple. You had a really good forest endgame. Even your
Well,
spirit
I mean
was
that
also
fairy seemed to troll you a little bit.
Yeah, that fairy was not my friend.
Yeah.
I tried to muster the spirit of Frankly and just fight them on low health and not worry about it, but didn't quite work out. But
Can I just quickly, sorry to interrupt you, but did somebody just get a Discord message?
I am.
Okay. Oh, so so
is it me?
Yes, it's
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
We were on stream. We were like talking about how, because we were using your audio QuickKiran, and we thought it was like Discord messages, like Discord sound leaking for you. I guess it sounded so real.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I didn't know.
It happens. It happens. It's all good. It's just funny because we were blaming QuickKiran, but I apologize for that.
no, man, I had it on mute. Intentionally, I gave you guys clean audio.
Because, I just heard the sound again. I'm like, we're an interview screen. How will you get mad from the stream now?
I had a
And,
thought in the back of the head. It was in my head. It was me, but I didn't want to just mute him.
And
Yeah,
frankly, I checked my own Discord, double check everything. And, I'm on streamer mode. I don't have my second instance of Discord open. And what could it be? So I just asked.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll
It's all good. It's all
next
good.
time.
Pingery.
That explains a lot.
Well, thanks again, Mikami, and I just want to take a quick second and plug my tournament that I've got going on. So this is sort of the top level GSR runners tournament, but if you're watching this and you think it looks cool, there's an open tournament. Anybody up to a PB of 1 hour and 25 minutes, so anything slower than that, check out the OoT Discord and join us for a good time.
Ah, nice. So kind of like a silver bracket in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. Is that going? Is that planned to be restreamed on here? Or are you handling the streams for that?
It's when Valiant's tournament is sort of wrapping up, or there's a fewer matches going on, then maybe we'll slide one in.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, we want to make it approachable. So,
FYI, I'm in this tournament. My minute is only my PB is only a minute off of QuickKiran's. FYI.
2 minutes. 2 minutes off.
I haven't been practicing at all, and I've only been doing DC hover runs and resetting at Spirit Jump, once a week. So, I think I'll put in a good chunk.
Consultant, I want to race you, and I just want to. I want to win. I want to win. For you losing, just for you using Spirit Jump.
And just, yep.
I want you to do that route in the race, please. In all your races, please do it.
Just for you. I also got a guy named Shaggy. I know you guys may not know Shaggy, but Shaggy is a guy who has been playing bingo for 30 years. And he has never done a single speedrun. He's just only done bingo. And I've convinced him to also join the tournament.
Really?
Ooh.
I hear about that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, he's really never done a run before?
Just a bingo master.
Wow, that's bizarre. Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be really cool.
Professional bingo speedrunner.
Bingoer.
Okay. Well, anyways, any last thoughts before we head off here? Again, great race to start commentating on, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys made this really enjoyable to commentate.
I just wanted to thank you guys, just for commentating for us, and Kieran, thanks again for the race. That was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Mikami. Thanks, Chromium and Consultant, and thanks, Valiant, for putting this all together, and ZSR for restreaming it.
Absolutely no problem. Oh, yeah,
Guys, go easy on consultant in the chat, please.
No,
Please. He doesn't deserve it.
alright.
I'm a good person at heart.
You don't seem to be showing it.
Before we wrap up the stream here, just a couple of quick announcements. We do have another GSR tournament match scheduled for tomorrow. Well, actually, today, if you're living in Europe. I guess tomorrow, I guess today in Eastern time as well, I think. But time zones are weird, whatever. It's Monday. It's 3 p.m. Eastern time or 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. It's gonna be Nelson's facing off against Claire Lindy. So
Ooh.
I've actually never seen Claire run the GSR, so that's gonna be interesting. I've never seen her run GSRs. Yeah.
She's pretty
So
good
here's
at
a little inside story. I was at my first GDQ with Claire, and we did the GSR tournament that we always do at GDQs. And there were about 20 people competing. All of them except 5 forfeit. Claire got like a 140 in 4th, and I got like a 142 in 5th.
That's great.
Dang.
We both were buddies because we both failed boat skip like 10 times.
It happens.
CFG wants to know your location. That was a cheap shot. I apologize. That was a cheap shot. Yeah, do check that out. We've also got the for the A Link to the Past Cross Geek Sanity Tournament runners. We've got a qualification match on Monday as well at 8 p.m. Eastern time or midnight Central European Summertime. So do check that one out as well. And also, this is super far in advance, but on June 14th, that is next Sunday, not like next weekend Sunday, there will be a Blackout Bingo hosted on ZSR, raising money for Color of Change. So, charity fundraiser on ZSR is absolutely amazing. You should check that out, and you should, maybe save up some money to donate for that. It's an awesome cause, especially with the current situation right now. But yeah, with that being said, I think we're done with the stream here. So I thank you all for your time, and if you have any final words, then feel free to share them.
GSR is not a fun category. It's awful. Bad category.
OOT's great. Play
Hot
the
take.
OOT.
Hot take alert. But yeah, we unfortunately don't have it. We unfortunately don't have a GSR runner to rate right now, but maybe Rando is close enough, right? Rando close enough? Nah, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
No
Thanks,
problem.
guys. Thank you,
for
GSR
commentate.
and
Been an honor.
George. Yeah, for helping out
No problem.
as well.
We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Catch ya.
See ya.
Goodbye. Was fun.